I would always try to rap here and there, like just, crazy raps, nothing like crazy. But I really couldn't rap. Like all the guys who knew me from when I was unsaved, I had no lyrical skill. Had no delivery. I couldn't rhyme to a beat. I didn't know what bars were or what the format was. I didn't know none of that.
On the Mwendo radio show. On the Mwendo radio. On the Mwendo radio show. Where it's much more than music, it's ministry.
Let's go, DJ Mwendo. We live at JahRock'n, and we here with the kid Jopp.
Yes, sir, man.
What's up, brother?
What's going on, fam?
Chilling, man.
Yes,
Chilling.
sir.
It's good to have you in New York,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir, man. It's good to be out here, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. So, let's talk, man. New project, man.
All right. It's called it's a new project called Barz and Worship.
Okay.
And it's just pretty much about me. I was going through some tough times in my life, and I was trying to be more personal.
And you were going to the bar to worship?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I went to the bar to worship, man. Had some margaritas, and I just decided to write some music. I'm just joking, man. Nah, man. But the album title was pretty much me writing music, which is bars, and just turning it into worship unto the Lord, man. So it was a real impersonal album, just me spilling out things that I've been through in my life. Hoping that it would comfort others. So.
Maybe we should even before we get into the music, we should probably start with your story. Okay. Since that seemed to be such a big theme with the record, man. Okay. So I mean, talk to us, man. All right, man. Where do we start at, man?
Where do we start? Well, I'm from Maryland, Gaithersburg, Maryland. I was the average kid, grew up the average kid, man. Got into some trouble around 17-ish, 18 years old. Okay. Started selling weed with my boy.
Like jail trouble?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, sort of, man. Kind of, sort of. Not anything major, but, I got arrested for possession of marijuana. I had like 20 bags on me. Okay. And so I went... I got caught, and they took me to 7 Locks. There's a holding cell in Maryland. Yeah. And so
that's that intent to distribute.
Yeah. I was going to distribute it, man. Yeah. And so, man, I used to get ounces, man, from people down in D.C. And I got caught. And so I was the only guy that wasn't a minor. I was 18. My other boys I was running with was like 17 years old. And so, like, real life really hit me right there. It's just kind of like a chain of events that led up to that. Sure. And so, I was sitting in the holding cell, man, in front of probably like 20-something other men in a small area, somewhat similar to this, a little bit smaller actually, and just sitting there, man, thinking about life. I was at the lowest of my lowest point, and I was just like, I had nothing left, man, and I just kind of just said, actually when I said my first prayer in my entire life. Wow. Yeah, I was sitting in the holding cell, and the Lord just kind of moved ever since then.
So had you heard the gospel before that?
I did, but my heart was hardened to it. Okay. I rejected it every time, man. I mean, I looked people in the face and just rejected it. Seriously, I was very heartless.
I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Yeah. People came to my mom's house that she knew from church, and I just told them I didn't want to hear it.
That's interesting. So clearly it stuck with you, though.
It did.
For you to be in that space where you're at your lowest point, it's like, you know what, that gospel that I heard sounded kind of good right now.
Yeah, for sure, man. It did stick with me, but, it started to echo in my mind more. Sure. I look back at the times people were witnessing to me, and I was like, oh, wow, I'm actually here at this point.
So, so what happened with that whole trial situation? So you're in the jail cell. Yeah. You say the sinner's prayer, I'm guessing. Yeah. Ask the Lord to come into your heart. Then what happens?
What happened was it was a Friday. And anybody who knows about holding cells, if you're in the holding cell on a Friday, if you don't get called to meet the commissioner, you stay until Monday. Yeah. So what happened was there was like 20-something names on a whiteboard, and one more person was gonna get called. I'm not saying it's like it was the Lord who did it, but when I said the prayer, I just kind of sat there and I was like just chilling. And the last person they called, because I was like, man, please call me, please. They called me. Out of everybody in there, it was only called one person. And this is literally probably like 20, 30 minutes after I said this prayer. Wow. And so it was more like did that just really happen? You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting there reflecting like, did that just really happen? I was like, nah, I'm still suppressing it.
So this is a Friday. What day had you gotten locked up?
It was Friday.
Oh,
I was only in there for probably 10 hours, man.
10 hours. Okay, so same day.
Yeah, same day. Okay. Same day, man.
Okay. Yeah. So they call you. Yeah. Then what happens?
After they called me, I went to meet the commissioner, man. After that, I got kicked out of my mom's house. It was a chain of events. I got kicked out of my mom's house. She found marijuana in the house. My little brother went through my clothes, and he found a big bag of marijuana, and she kicked me out. And so I went to my friend's house, who ironically is here right now, named Adam, and I went to talk to his mom, and he did too, and she let me live with him for probably like 2 years, man. Wow. And she said, you know what, you can't live under my roof unless you go to my church. Wow. Yeah. She said,
Adam, come on.
Yeah,
you getting ready to make a cameo.
This is crazy, but this is my boy Adam.
Come on, you come right here. You can stand right here. You come right here. So what happened when Jopp came to your house, man?
Oh man. Well, actually, when that those events happened, I was in California visiting my sister. Yeah, so I called my mom all the way from California, and I'm like, Mom, yo, you gotta help my friend. Like, you gotta have him live with you. She's like, I don't know him. I never met your friend. Like, who is this kid? Like, how do I know he's not gonna do it? I said, Mom, you gotta pray, yo. I was like, just pray to God. Like, God is putting it on my heart to tell you to let him live with us. Just pray. So she went away. We got off the phone, and when I heard back from him, and he was like, yo, your mom said I can live there. Like, I was like, don't get in no trouble. Don't do nothing wrong. My mom is taking a chance on you. I was like, just do right. But yeah, that's what happened, you know, and it was crazy.
So you were a believer at this point yourself. Yeah. I know your mom was going to church, but you yourself were a believer too.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I was an early believer, but yeah.
So you was barely a believer.
No. I mean, I grew up in church, but I was just, you know, I was doing what I was taught, you know, and I knew that God was true in my heart, but I hadn't gone through that test and trial yet. But God was using those events to touch him.
That's good, man. Adam Young, thank you for this. Thank you for this input into the story, brother. This impromptu. So, and this brother can sing too. We might have to get him to sing a little acapella piece at some point. But so you're living with Adam and his family. How did you get into music? When did that come into the picture?
Well, music was I was always around music. My stepfather's from New York. He's actually from Brooklyn. And I mean, the dude was an incredible rapper. I mean, he was always writing music. From when I was a little kid, I would see him on the computer writing rhymes. And it always was embedded into my mind, like, I want to be like that. I didn't know why, I just wanted to be like that. You know, it seemed cool. So I would always try to rap here and there, like just, you know, crazy raps, nothing like crazy. But I really couldn't rap. Like all the guys who knew me from when I was unsaved, I had no lyrical skill. Had no delivery. I couldn't rhyme to a beat. I didn't know what bars were or what the format was. I didn't know none of that. And when I got saved, it was just like this developing passion, man. I want to be able to rap because there's people out there who were like me, who need to hear something that will hit them in their heart where it needs to be hit. And so I was that guy, like praying to the Lord, you know, Lord, this is the type of person I want to be. This is the type of art I want to be able to do through music. And so that's kind of like what my aim is more so. So
just to do the art.
Yeah, man.
So how did you get into Christian rap and, you know, that whole piece of it, man?
Christian rap, man. Wow. Somebody gave me 3 CDs. There's a guy named Brother Milton who goes to the church me and Adam used to go
Brother
to.
Milton,
man. And you kind of remind me of him. I don't know why.
Man.
Little bit?
Here we go.
Yeah. All right, so
How'd I get
so that's why I'm comfortable with you, man. And so so what happened was, man, he was really, really into like Christian rap.
Okay.
And he came to me and say, he's talking, yo, nephew. He called me nephew, like he was Snoop Dogg or something. He's like, yo, nephew, you know, I got some CDs I want you to check out. And I was like, okay. And I said, what is it? He's like, it's Christian rap. And I was like, okay, cool. I never heard of Christian rap.
Sure.
And the CDs he gave me, I may not know the titles, but he gave me a Triple E album, his oldest album, where he was like facing sideways. He was wearing a hat.
Oh, 2020. That's not the oldest one.
Not 2020. It was kind of
like they only knew.
If they only knew. He gave me that.
That's the first joint.
He gave me The Truth. I thought my testimony was less the holy. I thought that he gave me that one.
Moment of Truth.
Okay. And then he gave me what was that Lecrae album? He gave me After the Music Stops, man. Okay. He gave me all 3 of those albums.
He gave you 3 classics.
Yo, and I went through them all. I sat there and I went through all of them.
Wow.
At one time.
Front to back.
No lie. I went through them all and I was like, yo, this is incredible.
So what role did that play in the development of your faith and your walk as a Christian? Because those projects, particularly After the Music Stops, man, heavy emphasis on discipleship and, you know. So what role did that play for you, man? I
mean, for me, man, it just kind of showed me like there's dudes out here rapping for Christ and they're doing it in a way that's like, it was hitting me, man. It was really heavy, and so it was like you know, just really like really like thought provoking. Talking about Christ, talking about trials, And it was just really relatable to me, man. I was able to feel it, and I felt like they were talking to me in certain songs.
Yeah.
And then like I just grew, man. I just was growing with these guys as they were putting out this music. It was just like, yo, this is the type of music that I love. And I just kept going with that. You know what I'm saying? And they actually, when I heard these 3 dudes rap, I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know if it was gonna happen, if it was like an emotional spurt, but I said, this is what I want to do. I want to rap like this for Christ. You know what I mean? So,
hey, so look, when we come back, we're gonna talk to that kid Jopp about how his Christian hip hop music career jumped off. We live at JahRock'n, y'all.
On the Mwendo radio show, where it's much more than